Hey, World Entertainment, and that extended preview clip of Superman that's coming out in front of a Minecraft movie has officially been released. Now, it's only officially being released because it leaked online. Yeah, so Warner Brothers and James Gunn apparently just went, screw it, and just released the clip. However, we are going, by the way, take a look at the clip. Now, I will have to pause it. Right, this is the first time I'll be doing this, but I'll have to talk over a bit of it and I'll have to pause it because it's a long clip and Warner Brothers will strike the bejesus out of it if we just let it play in one solid go. They'll probably still hit us. Screw it. We're still going to take a look and I might fight it anyway. But it's interesting to hear that this clip that they released isn't actually the full clip that was shown to the audience at CinemaCon. Now, it is the same clip that they were shown. It's just there's a part of it at the end missing. So this is just under 5 minutes, okay? But half of that is actually, by the end, the original teaser trailer with just like an added tiny bit to that, which is Lex Luthor speaking. He just says he's back, you'll see. But there's actually, when they were shown the clip at CinemaCon, the whole clip itself without that trailer was 5 minutes long. So I will explain after we have a look what they've removed from the official clip they've released. But just to have a look at an article before we jump into the actual clip itself, is this saying, we recently got confirmation that an extended preview of James Gunn's Superman will play in IMAX theaters ahead of a Minecraft movie this weekend, and what is believed to be the same clip screened for attendees at CinemaCon during Warner Brothers presentation earlier this week. Now, thanks to Thursday preview showings of Minecraft, the footage has leaked online. Warner Brothers is hitting this with strikes left and right, but for now you can check out the full clip, blah blah blah, and then it says update, James Gunn has officially released the clip. So with that, we are going to start taking a look at this actual clip. So let's break this down. Again, I will have to pause it from time to time and we'll be speaking over it, but here is the clip anyway. So DC Studios, and as you can see, we're into what was essentially the very first opening in that teaser trailer. So we're seeing the exact same thing right here. There's no difference really. By the way, this is meant to be the actual opening of the movie. It's supposed to be a cold opening. So this is the first 5 minutes of the movie. So we still have him half dead. Now, just as I pause it here, apparently the reasoning for him being half dead is the fact that it's supposed to be a take on the world is dying and you need a hero to fix itself and rise up and stuff like this, that this is supposed to be kind of reflecting that. So I don't think it comes off as that, but either way we have Superman half dead, bleeding, and the whistle for none other than Crypto. So here comes Crypto. We can hear him. Now we can see him. And Crypto is nuts. Stop. Now, that bit there, I hate having to pause this, but that bit there of Crypto biting Superman's foot and pulling it, and what he's about to do next. According to Chris Gore, who was at that screening of this clip at CinemaCon, was saying how James Gunn, now this part we know, which is of course Crypto is based on his own dog, so that's why he's no longer a Labrador and stuff. He's based it off his actual dog, the rescue dog. But he says his dog always bites his feet and chews at him and stuff like that. That he's just nuts, but he's always biting your feet. And then people were kind of going, oh, he literally made Crypto his own dog, because we've just now seen Crypto bite Superman's foot. And apparently part of the clip that is missing from this extended clip that we're looking at is a little later in it, where Crypto is still biting Superman's feet. But let's continue anyway. So Crypto's nuts.
Crypto, take me home. Huh? Home.
So he clearly doesn't quite understand.
Crypto, home.
So now Crypto's being a good boy and taking Superman home. And now we, of course, have the Fortress of Solitude. The effects look fine on that and stuff. Now, the one bit just before we continue with this, the effects on Crypto do look improved compared to the original teaser trailer. It does look like they've fixed some of it. There's bits of it that still look digital and all, but he does look much better now than he did in the teaser trailer. So just to say, Crypto looks a lot better now. So here we are at the Fortress of Solitude, and Crypto has to get Superman in. Yeah, big S. You see what I mean by the effects? He looks much better there, so. Okay, now, just before these guys continued to speak, straight away, when I saw this clip, and I've seen other people now starting to point this out as well, is why does this robot call him Superman and not Kal-El? You would think he'd be like Kal-El instead of going, no, Superman. Now, the design that you'll see on these droids, it's fine. It's very comic book. Now, listen while these guys are lifting Superman up, because you will hear two other voices. And it's a woman and a man, so it's the case of, are we hearing Jor-El and whatever Superman's Kryptonian mother's name is? Why, for some reason I can't remember what her name is. But they're not speaking in English, so it sounds like they're speaking in Kryptonian. So you'll just hear what we're talking about now when these droids are picking them up. There's also about to be a joke that's stupid, but you'll see anyway. But listen for those voices, so you hear it there.
Thank you.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no conscience.
Here's the first part of the joke.
Merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new.
Okay, so that bit is stupid. This, oh, you don't need to thank us. You know, we don't appreciate it because we're automatons and we have no feelings and stuff. To immediately have her then go like, hoo, he looked at me. But what I think is funny about this, and it's gonna piss people off, is that number, was he 4? Says, meet 12, she's new. So, It's gender specific. But anyway, this continues.
14 fractured bones.
Damage to bladder, kidney, large intestine, lungs.
With a healthy dose of yellow
So
sun,
you're just hearing there, I'll just pause it again, just how damaged Superman is, which of course makes you immediately go, what the hell was he doing that he's this damn 14 fractured ribs, bladder is done, and kidney and stuff, and his lung. Apparently we do find out what did this to him, because again, this is the opening of the movie. It's supposed to be this cold opening, but he does go back to fight what put him in this state. So we do find out apparently what happened to him. So this continues anyway. This bit coming up is a bit weird, but you'll see. So yeah, the yellow sun, obviously Superman's power. It's interesting that the whole fortress turns. This is interesting. Why is it hurting him? It wouldn't hurt him. And then, of course, we go into the teaser trailer that we already saw. This is the only new bit, that him saying he's back. That's the only added bit. Nothing else in this trailer is new. It's everything we've already seen in the teaser trailer. So, it is what it is. This is stupid. Like, why is he sitting back in a chair while the city's getting destroyed? Weird. Then we just hear all the chances for Superman. Again, nothing new in this. Everything we've seen before. Yeah, it's actually just a shorter version of the original teaser trailer. The colours in that part are cool. Still don't like that S though, but the colours are cool. Very reminiscent of the original movie. But there you go with that whole clip. Now, the thing that is missing is the sun. When the sun heals him, and while that's happening, Krypto is still biting at his feet apparently, but Superman gets healed, gets up, and is getting ready to go back to fight what did this to him in the first place. And Krypto's all excited to go, and he turns to Krypto and says, like, no, Krypto, you're a bad boy. You're bold. You're not coming. You're bad, dog. And Krypto apparently kind of like, and Superman's like, no, you're staying here. You're a bad dog. And then he takes off. He looks up and he takes off out of the Fortress of Solitude and goes back to fight what did this to him in the first place. So that's what's missing from this, is after that the sun moment is he does get healed. Krypto's still biting at his feet, and then he gets up, tells Krypto he's a bad dog, and then leaves. So that's what's missing from that clip. Now, it should also be noted that at CinemaCon, apparently they all got very worried. The crowd got very worried that they spent over 30 minutes speaking before even showing this clip, and they thought, like, what are they stalling for? They were the longest panel apparently to speak, and everything, this is Chris Gore saying this, you can see it if you go check out Nerdrotic's clip from the Nooner that they did after Chris saw this. Chris was explaining it, that everything they were talking about was just praising James Gunn. Like, there was nothing really actually speaking about the movie and Superman himself. It was all how great James Gunn is, how fantastic James Gunn is, what a visionary James Gunn is. James Gunn, James Gunn, James Gunn. And people were actually getting quite nervous about this. It's like, why are they just praising James Gunn and not speaking about the movie? And then after seeing the clip and the teaser and the panel ended, apparently people were not sold on it all that much. There was that kind of very like, it was okay kind of attitude when they were leaving, and it was like nobody was blown away by it. Nobody was outright hating it apparently, but they were quite worried about it. But there you go. Anyway, there's that extended clip. So if a new trailer does drop, hopefully soon, it's either, you know, they should either drop it this weekend. They probably won't now because they've released this, but by next weekend, they should definitely drop a full trailer. It's about time. We'll obviously have a look at the trailer, but we'll break down more of what was happening at CinemaCon and stuff. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.